curve has equation y equals 7 plus tan x. We want to find the equation of the tangent to the curve at the point where x equals 4. Sorry, pi by 4. And so y is going to be 7 plus tan pi by 4. Again, you have a calculator, but that's a standard angle. Tan of pi by 4 is 1, so y is equal to 8. So in other words, we know that the point is pi by 4, 8. And we're also going to want the gradient. So do y dx. Now you can do tan x as a quotient, but it's best just to remember that when you differentiate tan x, you get sec squared x. The 7, of course, will just disappear. So we are going to get sec squared x, which remember is 1 over cos squared x. So dy dx, when x is equal to pi by 4, is going to be 1 over cos of pi by 4 squared. And you should know the cos of pi by 4 is 1 over root 2, or if you like, root 2 over 2. So if we square that, we get a half. So it's going to be 1 over a half, which is 2. So we can use y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. And so we have y take away 8 is equal to 2 x take away pi by 4. And I'm fairly sure we could probably leave it there. So let's do that. So we now want the values of x between 0 and pi radians for which dy dx is equal to y. So in other words, we want where sec squared x, which is dy dx, is equal to 7 plus tan x. Now this looks like a quadratic, but not quite, because we have a sec and we have a tan. But we do know that tan squared x plus 1 is sec squared x. So in other words, that sec squared there can be replaced by tan squared x plus 1. And if we bring everything to the left, we've then got tan squared x minus tan x minus 6 is equal to 0. So that would give us tan x, take away 3 plus 2. So tan x is equal to 3, or tan x equals negative 2. Okay, so we just need to solve each of those. So let's go for a principal value here. So the inverse tan, and we're in radians, so I need to change the calculator back again, because the last question was in degrees, wasn't it? So radians, and I want the inverse tan of 3. So that's 1.25. And then for this one here, the principal value would be the inverse tan of negative 2. So inverse tan, negative 2. So negative 1.107. Well, that's not in the right range. So if we just think about that, that's going to be down here. And its partner would be up here. So if I add pi to that answer, so we'll add pi, that's 2.03. So that wasn't actually a principal value. Probably should. Let's put the answer down fully. Sorry about this. Take away pi. So negative 1.107. So the angle we want is going to be when we add pi to that. I remember that was 2.03. I don't need to redo that. So that's it, just those two angles. If we think about this one, which is the acute angle, that would be there. Its partner angle would be down here, the secondary value, and that's past pi, so we don't want that one. And then we found the other principal value was the negative 1.107, which is down here, and so we wanted this one so that it was in the correct range here.